Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Dynamite Club Gold Dynamite Download, our double or nothing predictions countdown. What are the results going to be after tomorrow, after the dust settles and the chips are all in? I am Mind Runner, sometimes called Mid Runner. Thank you, Thunder Rosa. And with me is Dynamite Club Gold, Miss Courtney. Hello.
Hey, Mid Runner, or what I like to call him was Mud Runner.
Mud Runner. Very cool.
Yeah,
And not so cool, some people. And of course, Brent Ross, the brain, the legit, the reality check himself. What's going on, Mr. Brent? How you doing?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited because I am feeling it's lonely at the top of the mountain. Everybody's coming for you. But after an awesome collision, awesome week of wrestling, let's take a look at the current standings and look who's at the top right here. 45 points going in to double or nothing. Right behind me is Full Tilt Deb. If I'm one of the Dukes of Dynamite, the Duchess of Dynamite, the Dowager Countess. I'm getting a look from across the room. Well, anyways, I thought that was a term of endearment.
I would be a lady.
Lady Deb is at 40 points. SBD 39, Crayfish 38. Now that's the Dynamite / Raw side of the brand. But on the Collision brand, we've got Courtney in first place, Bobby at 14 points. The Cinderella story is Bobby at 14 points, Brent at 12, and of course the leftover taker is at 3. So I think for the Collision Championship, anything can happen. It's going to be interesting going in. Brent, your thoughts, just looking at the scoreboard, how confident are you defeating Bobby and Courtney for the Collision Championship?
I don't know if I feel too confident. It's been rough. Some of my people are out on injury, and some haven't wrestled at all yet. So, and I haven't looked at their matchups here coming up, which I should. But I know I don't have much of. I think I said I have like maybe 3 to 6 points I might be able to pick up over the weekend. So, or tomorrow's pay-per-view. So,
well, let's take a look. Your team. Here we go. This is what you got. This is your. Now, again, I'm looking at this. This is a solid lineup, in my opinion. But, I mean, you got Ruby Soho, who's now having a kid, just got married. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Parker. Ricky Starks, who should be in at this paper, should be in everything, has disappeared. Don't know what's going on with that. Christian Cage is on the card, but we're going to talk about his chances. Mercedes Moné has yet to wrestle. Will Hobbs out on injury. Saraya barely wrestles. We don't know where. I mean, it's almost like you had like any other season, you'd probably be dominating, Brent. But
Powerhouse Hobbs. Like before I picked him up, he was on a tear and was winning like every match. And then when I picked him up, he started losing and then he got hurt. I thought Kyle Fletcher, he was, I thought they were going to feature him more. I thought we were going to get some matches with Monet, like warming up. I thought she was going to pick up a ton of wins every week versus the women's roster. I thought maybe we were going to get a surprise entrance from Jamie Hayter at one of the pay-per-views. Thunder's the one I think Thunder's been getting me the most points.
Yeah, Thunder and Deanna. The only problem is they're feuding with each other, so you can only get one from there. Let's look at Miss Courtney. Samoa Joe. Now I love that Samoa Joe's getting action now.
I do too. I love Samoa Joe. Unfortunately, I have entry bug on my roster as well. Julia Hart is no longer the champion, nor is she in action. So that, and some of these people I would like to see more on TV, like Mr. Don't Curse Me, Downhausen.
Well, I mean, look at your money makers have been Samoa
Yeah.
Joe, Shibata, and Takeshita. I would have thought the Acclaimed would have had some more action, but don't know what's going on. I mean, we're going to see them. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But again, another solid group. But just sometimes you never know what's going to happen. You never know with the booking and injuries, and you know, Shida is not around right now, so who knows?
Who knows?
But let's get talking to it on a scale just before we go through the matches. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this particular pay-per-view going in? Courtney, scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going all in. I'm at a 9.
9, yes. Nice. Now, has that increased recently, or have you been a 9 consistently for a while going in?
It has increased because we got our girl Thunder, you know what I'm saying. Thunder's on the card. We got some dope women matches like Willow versus Monet. Then we got Serena D versus Timeless Tony Storm.
Yeah.
I almost flubbed that up. By the way, that was a lot to say. But yeah, we got some awesome men matches as well. We got Death Triangle. Welcome back.
Yes.
I have not seen you guys in forever. Oh my God, I'm so excited for them. But also, my other guys. Bullet Club Gold.
Yep.
You got Austin Gunn, Colton, and you got Jay White.
Guns up.
It's gonna be a great night of wrestling.
It is. It is. How about you, Brent? How are you feeling about this pay-per-view going in?
I think I'm like at maybe a 7. I think I might have been at a 6 or a 5, but I think, like Courtney said, I'm excited for the Thunder Purrazzo buy-in. I'm wondering. See, this is the 3rd time I think they're wrestling, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, usually, the rubber match, and like we were talking, like some kind of stipulation, maybe, like a cage, which would have made sense. But maybe it's not the last time they're going to meet. So, maybe we're going to get another match with them. So I don't know where they're kind of going with it. I mean, I'm excited to see them both wrestle again.
We'll talk more in depth about that. I have some thoughts and some theories, but let's get right to it. I mean, I think I was at an 8, but here's the thing. When I've actually found I've enjoyed the pay-per-views more when I had lower expectations going in.
I think you're right.
And the ones where I had a lot more expectations, I wasn't like I didn't enjoy it, but I just had this thing. So we're going to try something here try a gimmick, and we're going to see if this works. But I've got a, let's see. Here we go. Okay. So announced tonight, and you can see we're going to actually put our chips in. This, again, does not count as our actual predictions for our final pool. But announced tonight, they didn't even have a regular proper graphic for it, but they announced one of the buy-in matches will be the Acclaimed versus the Cage of Agony, not Gates of Agony. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this. We'll go ahead and start with Courtney. Where do you want to put your chip? Are you betting on the Acclaimed or Cage of Agony?
Well, here's the thing. When you got Brian Cage, you got Kong up in there, right? Yep. You got these big, beefy boys in this trio right here, okay?
Yes.
Then you got Daddy Ass, who I adore and love. Then you got the Acclaim. And they are on my roster. I guess I'll go ahead and hesitate, but I'm putting my money on the Acclaimed.
All right. All right. So Courtney's putting her chip on the Acclaimed. Brent, what about you?
I'm thinking Cage of Agony are going it. Gonna take it mainly because I think they gotta be strong because they're attacking Swerve. You know what I mean? So like
Yep.
I'm thinking like that. You're gonna make that they're gonna pick up the win, and we're gonna see some kind of like battle here shortly. Swerve's gonna have to like take them all on, maybe one at a time, or something like that, maybe.
I like your thoughts. I'm predicting the losing team is going to break up, or there's going to be some tension with the losing team, whether it's Cage and the Gates of Agony or the Acclaim. But see, here I'm kind of thinking here from a booking standpoint, you gotta have good monsters, and I've noticed that Bowens and Max Caster, I don't know if it's maybe they've kind of run their course. Maybe it's time to break them up. I don't know, but I'm going Cage of Agony myself as well. You can't. I think you gotta keep these guys a formidable monster team. Plus, they need to be a future contender for trios down the line. You got to keep them as the monsters. So we'll see. Courtney could be completely right, but I think this was one that again last minute. I'm just going to go with the Cage of Agony, but we shall see. All right, and then the next one. Oh boy! Now, Brent, I'm going to go to you first. I have a pretty good feeling on where you're going with this one, but I just want to hear you say it. Who's winning this one?
I mean, I can never not say it's going to be Thunder Rosa. I think she's going to pick up the win, definitely. But I mean, the only thing that I'm thinking of, if they're going to wrestle again, there might be some kind of weird shenanigans that might go into like I said, like maybe we're going to get a cage match or something like that at the next pay-per-view, or even on like Dynamite or something.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but I'm never going to bet against my favorite. So
can't do it. Now let me ask you: Do you think that this feud between Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, they're trying to make it another Swerve and Hangman kind of thing, or is this one of those things where they want to keep these two kind of in the loop of all the women's championships so that they're still kind of fresh in everybody's mind?
Yeah, I think so. They're both strong, and they've been pushing them both strong. So I definitely think I think there's going to be more to this. I don't think it's going to be over. I was even shocked that we're getting it on. I mean, kind of. I was surprised that neither of them were wrestling on the pay-per-view until now. So, which I'm super pumped about, but. I'm surprised there's not like a bigger, like I said, some kind of weird stipulation. So I think it's going somewhere else,
Interesting. Tony Khan did say that there's going to be some surprises. So I wonder, are we going to see a surprise here?
We might get, I keep thinking we're going to get like Jamie Hayter and DMD back. You think they might come back together. I always thought they were going to end up fighting each other at some point, but I don't. But we might get somebody like that coming back.
Yep. The Raz is in the chat, of course. Thank you, fam.
Yo.
He says you'd like to see TR get some more momentum. I think we all agree. Courtney, your thoughts. What are you thinking about this feud here?
This match right here is going to be nothing but fire because this feud has been ongoing for a long time.
Woo!
And even though I adore Deonna Purrazzo, sorry girl, you're not winning. I'm going with my Mission Pro fam over here and picking my girl Thunder.
There you go. Yep, there you go. Right there, Thunder Rosa. And again, let's just make this a hat trick. I'm going Thunder as well. And again, this isn't just my bias. This isn't just my bias. I had to really check my bias, but Deonna hasn't put in the sacrifices that Thunder has I think they're kind of keeping Thunder ready for another. Thunder might be the one that eventually takes on either Mercedes Moné or becomes another contender at some other point. But I think this is kind of a holdover match to keep Thunder in the pay-per-view, in the conversation, so that she can show up at wherever we're heading towards at Forbidden Door or what have you. We've got these folks going. So yeah, I'd love to see maybe if there is any shenanigans that actually cost Thunder the match. I hope it's a really exciting debut. Maybe Deonna Purrazzo brings in Megan Bayne as some backup or something like that. But I don't see Snooki. I don't see Snooki sharing the spotlight. You know, I mean, Deonna Purrazzo is kind of that unmentioned, Jersey Shore character. So it's like I don't know if she's gonna, but she is the virtuosa. Don't know.
And what do you think? Also,
go ahead.
Britt Baker. They're really good friends. Her and Deonna. So,
it's going to be interesting to see. As much as there seemed to have been some real heat between Thunder and Britt, with the All Access and such, I know at least Thunder is a professional enough that she knows Thunder would be able to put on a great show against Britt if they wanted to run that back, and it would definitely be a moneymaker because those two they're like the Joker and Batman. But let's go on to the triple threat learning tree. I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't see Shibata or Hook getting a win here. I'm putting my chip on Jericho. I think he retains. I think this is and I think we may even start to see a feud between Hook and, according to Samoa Joe tonight, Speak and Spell, I think it's going to be Chris Jericho. Your thoughts, Courtney?
For the umpteenth time, can you get that man off my TV, please? For the umpteenth time. Okay. I'm canceling out the person on the left.
Okay.
I didn't want to say his name. That's how much I despise him as a person.
Okay.
All right. So this match can mainly be about Shibata and Hook, as it should be, because they're a lot younger than old man Jericho over here. Yeah, I said it. So I'm gonna go with my roster pick. I'm picking Shibata because he gives me nothing but points, baby.
There you go. Shibata as the new For the World champion. You're going with Shibata. All right. I like that. Brent, where are you at on this one?
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. It's got to be Jericho. This thing has just started. I think Big Bill is going to play a part in the win. So, he's definitely going to pick up the W there.
Do either of you see Ricky Starks coming back and maybe having an issue with Big Bill, or perhaps a Sammy Guevara return?
Why not throw a wrench in this and completely go off the Richter like I normally do? Like, for the women's, I see because Forbidden Door is coming up, right, fellas?
Yep.
Why not throw a TJPW star or Stardom person in there for that? And why not have a New Japan person show up?
Interesting. I mean, we all know that Tanahashi is in the building.
Yes.
Did you see Tanahashi showing up and getting involved? That would be quite interesting. Definitely. Well, Big Bill's going to be involved in some way, but it'd be pretty cool to see someone from there, because they do want to start setting up Forbidden Door. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to everybody's favorite fruit, the tribal fruit. Brent, where are you at with it? Now, first of all, Brent, and Courtney, I want to ask you first, not just your prediction, but how do you feel about this particular feud? And Brent, I'm going to start with you. How do you feel about this feud and where it's going, the storyline, and who do you think is going to come out with the W for this match?
I think it's like the classic progression of a faction in wrestling where and the best friends were around since the beginning. So I feel like eventually we kind of knew that they were gonna break up at some point. We just didn't know when. And I guess I think Chuck Taylor is like permanently, at least what I've heard. I think he's actually really done.
Yeah.
So I think, and they've been keeping Trent pretty strong. And Orange Cassidy picked up his first loss, was it last week in a long time?
Yep.
And so I'm thinking that this. I think Trent's been pretty strong, and I don't think it's ending. And I think if you had Cassidy win, I think it would be over at this point. So I think Trent's going to pick up the win here.
All right, so you're going with Trent. Interesting. Yeah. How about you, Courtney?
Man, after just hearing what I'm sending nothing but positive vibes to Chucky T right now. Yep. I that absolutely breaks my heart because I've watched Chucky T and Trent Beretta for a long ass time, especially when they were in WWE, and I'm really loving what they're doing with Trent and heel Trent. And I love my heels, so I'm going with Trent Beretta, baby.
Team heel. Look at that. Okay. This is where Orange Cassidy has gotten me a lot of points in this draft that we've been going through. He's on my roster. He's part of the reason I am in the lead right now. But Trent has gotten too many L's against Orange Cassidy in this. And although I'm not always for 50-50 booking, I think two things. One, I think Trent needs to get the win. And two, I think we need to see Trent joining a new faction. Not necessarily a faction that's new, but he needs to break. He had a moment with Rocky Romero tonight and backstage, and Rocky Romero was trying to smooth things over, and he told Rocky Romero to go kick rocks. It would be interesting to see if Trent joins the Callis family. I know Don Callis has taken an interest in Orange Cassidy. I'm wondering if that's going to be a factor some way, or is he going to join Undisputed Kingdom? I don't know. But I do think at this point that Orange Cassidy's might need to start taking some L's. And if we're going to build up Trent to be a formidable heel, then I think this is what we need to do. So I'm thinking Trent's coming out of it, as I'm going that direction. All right. Perhaps my favorite match I'm looking forward to when they announced this, when they presented when that Death Triangle was back. And if you hadn't had a chance to watch the Lucha Brothers against the Gun Club tonight, you got to go check. If you're not going to watch only one match from Collision tonight, it's got to be the Gun Club versus Lucha Brothers. This was tremendous. My only fear is that because the Lucha Brothers won tonight, does that mean that they're going to lose to the Bang Bang Gang? And is that usually how it goes? I got to go with Death Triangle but I don't want this to be. These are two of my favorite trios. The only other thing I could see is if Juice comes back, but I'm going to go with Death Triangle. What say you, Brent?
I'm going to go the opposite. I think the Bang Bang Gang has got to be strong. I think they're going to go for the win. They can't really lose. Is this for the titles too?
I believe this is for the titles. Yes.
Yeah. I don't see them. I don't see them losing. So, yeah, I think I'm going with the Bang Bang Gang.
Going Bang Bang. Courtney, I know this is a tough one for you.
This is super tough for me because I'm such a fan of Death Triangle, plus I'm such a fan of Bullet Club Gold. Don't hate me, Bullet Club Gold. I love you a bunch, but welcome back, Death Triangle, baby. Let's go and get a championship.
Cero miedo. There we go. Now, do you all think we're going to see Juice return?
I would like to see Juice return, but on one part, I would love to see Juice return now because he's been out for quite a while, and I'm getting really concerned about him. So I would love a Juice return. Whether or not he is cleared, that's another question, but I hope he does return because we miss Juice.
Yes, we do. We miss you, Juice. We wish you were here. We hope to see you again soon. Juice is going to be a factor in some way. Let's get him back in here. All right, now let's go. All right, now this is an eliminator match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now keep in mind, this isn't for the title. This is an eliminator match to get a title shot, which I think this is setting up Forbidden Door. So I'm going to start with Courtney on this one.
Okay.
Courtney, Moxley versus Takeshita. What are your thoughts here?
Oh, why y'all do this to me, Aid? Why you do this to me, TK? I'm gonna keep it simple, short, and sweet. Naito is my champion, not Moxley, so I'm going with Takeshita.
Oh, okay. Going with Takeshita. Brent, your thoughts?
You know what? I'm not a fan. This one thing I might not be a fan with AEW. I'm not a fan of these eliminator matches.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like, I didn't realize this was an eliminator match, so that totally changes my outcome here, because I was going to say totally John Moxley, but I'm going to go Takeshita. He's going to win. I think that's the key right there. Eliminator match. I think if they wouldn't have, so yeah, he's Takeshita's going to win. Yeah.
And I'm gonna third that. The fact that it's an eliminator match, I think that's why Takeshi's gonna win, because this is one, you got to keep building him up as the alpha, and this is to set up whether it's at Forbidden Door or at another New Japan, something, another event of theirs. This is a setup match, and I think to set up this feud, and I think this is just the beginning. And you need to have Takeshita pull the win in order to perpetuate this feud. So I think I'm with both of you. Takeshita, even though I love Moxley, I'm going Takeshita on this one as well with you. So I agree. All right. Oh boy. Before we get into this, Toni Storm cut a promo where she kind of made fun of Serena Deeb's seizures. I encourage you to go back and watch it. Now, it's one of those things where it's okay. My issue with this feud is you have it's the opposite of Cody Rhodes, where you have somebody that the fans love, but she's trying really hard to be a heel with Toni Storm. I mean, saying some real messed up stuff to get to make you go, but it's having the opposite reaction. And then you've got Serena Deeb, who's got this incredible backstory. But by contrast, because Toni Storm is so loved, it puts Serena Deeb in the heel position. I don't know if you saw on Dynamite where she attacked Toni Storm and put her into not headbutted her or hit her with the heel of the shoe and put her in this the Deeb lock or whatever, the Serena lock under the chair. And that's a heel move. I mean, that people were booing her and cheering Toni Storm. I don't see Toni Storm losing the belt to Serena Deeb. I have a lot of respect for Serena Deeb. I think she should lead a faction, Deeb's Dojo, and start bringing in some hard hitters, like recruit like a Marina Shafir, bring in Camille Brickhouse and bring in, I think bring in some students for her to train, but I don't see her winning the championship. Brent, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great wrestling match.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're looking for. I agree with you. There's no way. I don't think Serena is going to win. I'm going Toni Storm on it. I think this whole setup has been kind of strange.
Yes.
It wasn't as built up as the Thunder match that they had, Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa. That seemed like, the whole build up to that was amazing. This seems like thrown together pretty quick, other than Serena Deeb with, she was winning all her matches since she's been back. But there seemed like there was a disconnect with it. But I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be definitely entertaining because you can't go wrong with either of them. And Toni Storm had, I think, one of her best matches ever with Thunder Rosa, the last pay-per-view. And Thunder Rosa had amazing matches with Serena Deeb every time. So I think this is just going to be a really good match.
And you could say the women's division as a whole has really by leaps and bounds. And the Thunder Rosa Toni Storm match from the last pay-per-view was tremendous from a Dynasty. But the Mariah May is really becoming one of my favorites as well. Because she's got that charisma. You'll see tonight if you go watch Collision. She had a great match with Layla Hirsch, and she was responding to the crowd. She was really she has good facial expressions. I think Toni Storm has really been great. Thunder, of course, is Thunder Rosa. It's been, there seems to be a momentum with the women's division. I just wish that they gave, and they're starting to give a little more attention to storyline too, because we're going to talk about Mercedes Moné and Willow. But yeah, it seems like something was missing from this one. Another thing you said too that I've noticed with a lot of matches on Dynamite Collision is there seems to be a lot of matches where we're pretty sure we know the outcome.
Yeah.
But they're great matches. You'll see a Kyle O'Reilly versus Edge or something. Edge is gonna win, but then you're just still kind of well, it was a great match to watch. I'd like to have some more what ifs, like Bullet Club Gold versus Death Triangle. I don't know who really is going to win. I don't know. That's suspenseful for me because it could go either way. Where this, I don't think I see Serena walking away with it. So, are you agreeing with me? It's Toni Storm.
Yeah.
All right, Courtney. What about you?
Yeah, not a Toni Storm fan at all. Never been, never will be. As a seizure survivor, you don't make fun of that. So I'm going with the woman of the 1,000 holes, and she's that for a reason. Yes, please.
The Professor, the woman of 1,000 holes.
If she wins, that would be awesome, though.
That would be.
That would be I'd be so shocked, and I'd like it.
Oh, and we could run back the Serena Deeb versus Thunder feud.
Yes.
Oh, if that started in NWA. If you ever saw that feud, that was one of the best. That was one of those matches where I'm watching NWA and I'm just like, oh, okay, this is kind of an indie show. Whoa, where did this come from? It's like this was tremendous. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this one breaks down. But also, I'm interested to see what Serena Deeb does afterwards. And again, eventually, Tony's got to drop the belt. And you've got to activate that feud between Mariah May and Toni Storm. I just think right now they know they've got lightning in a bottle with this whole thing. So we shall see. All right, bruv. Let's start with Brent on this one. Bruv, Roderick Strong, Will Ospreay.
I think what you just were saying about the predictability, I think this is one of those. I think you can't have Ospreay lose. He's on fire. He's like the man. So definitely, I mean, Roderick Strong hasn't had the belt a long time, but I just don't see, unless there's something weird that happens, I just don't see Ospreay losing.
Yep. Courtney?
Well, very simple. Glad to see Roddy Strong back, but dude, you're not gonna win against Osprey. Osprey is brilliant. Have you not seen his New Japan work? Cause I have, so my chip's going to Osprey.
All right, and I think this is a hat trick. This is an easy one for us to do. I'd love to sit here and talk more, but I mean, that's a slam dunk. I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind. I do think it's going to be interesting to see what happens afterwards, to see like if there's going to be some shenanigans with the Callis family, or if there's going to be some shenanigans with Undisputed Kingdom. We haven't seen Adam Cole much recently. Is Wardlow going to come after the International Championship when Roderick loses? They're going to do something with that. I'm thinking the shock and awe is going to happen after this match, not during the match. I don't think the match itself is going to be the surprise. I think we're going to see something happen afterwards. But yeah, you both said it. We love you, Roddy, but you're going against Will Ospreay. He's pretty much the ace in AEW at this point. I don't see this. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to check out Ospreay's Misses teamed up with Anna Jay on Rampage.
And, was that her?
Yeah, that was her. What's her name's Alex something. Alex Ospreay.
Gracia?
No, not Alex Gracia. That's actually Scorpio Sky Squeeze right there.
Oh wow!
But why can't I?
She looked really good.
I was looking at her, but Anna Jay and Alex something, but she was huge in the UK. Alex something. Anyways, the Alex Ospreay. Good. We're just gonna call her Alex Ospreay. But definitely check that out because she looked tremendous, and I think that's somebody that can that AEW should pick up. And of course, if Ospreay is with AEW, she joins AEW, she would be a huge asset to the women's locker room. I think
Windsor.
Alex, there you go, Windsor. And
yeah, she looked really good.
She looked fantastic. All right. I don't know if you missed the promo that Adam Copeland. Well, first of all, Courtney, I understand if you're a little bit traumatized. I know SPD was a bit traumatized. Deb couldn't take too much of it. I mean, as long as you just pretended it was strawberry jam. But the Carrie moment,
traumatizing.
the Carrie moment on Malachi Black. But tonight, after Brody King and Buddy Matthews had it was like a 4-way tag team thing. Adam Copeland cut a promo on them, basically saying, this is, he's been pulling the strings this whole time. He thought that Malachi was manipulating him, but he's been trying to get close to the House of Black. And then he makes this laugh. He goes, House of Blood. That has a good ring to it. Almost like he's now trying to recruit Buddy Matthews and Brody King to join him in a new kind of Brood faction and pull him away from Malachi Black. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Out the gate, Courtney, your thoughts? What's going to happen in this total carnage of a match?
This man will forever be known as Edge to me. I can't call him Adam no matter what. I tried it. It don't work with me. It don't work for me. And I would like to see a new champion. So I'm going with the house always win, Malachi Black.
All right. Malachi Black is going to be the new TNT champion. Very, very interesting. Brent, your thoughts?
My original thought was going to be what Courtney just said. I'd love to see. I mean, I think they've dropped the ball so many times on Malachi, and like he's such a devastating force. I'd love to see him as the TNT champion, but I think I just decided, just listening to you talk, you kind of persuaded me. I think something crazy is going to happen. I think maybe that might happen where the House of Black breaks up and Adam Copeland, like, takes over, and Malachi then will have to come after them on his own, and maybe it makes him turn face. I don't know. That sounds nuts, but I'm gonna say Adam Copeland's gonna win.
Wow. I've been back and forth on this one for a while now, and again, that promo's got me thinking that. But then this is what I'm thinking: how many more matches does Adam Copeland or Edge have under his belt? And you know that at some point before he retires, he's got to go after Big Platinum. And so if he's within 2 years of leaving, now granted, I think he's going to stay at AEW till he dies. He just, I think it's a battle between him and Ospreay, battle him and Ospreay about on who's going to be the number one, the person that's the happiest at AEW. But I'm intrigued to see a Malachi Black TNT title run. I'm gonna go Malachi Black on this one, and again, I could be. I'm contradicting how I felt 3 minutes ago. I'm actually 3 minutes ago I was going Adam Copeland, but I'm actually thinking a Malachi Black TNT title run could be quite interesting. But then again, I'm also intrigued about this House of Blood, this new Brood thing. What a great angle. What were you going to say, Brent?
I originally thought what was going to happen was Christian's going to lose. Okay. Edge is going to lose. And they're going to get, because I think before Edge leaves, he's going to do what he said when he came in, and him and Christian are going to tag. I think they're going to do that. So I thought maybe originally that was going to be the lead to it, him losing the title here, and then him and Christian are going to go off and do their thing together. But like what you just said, I'm just like, that makes more sense.
Yeah, he's going to form the House of Blood, and then that opens recruiting, because then Adam Copeland could either grab at least one or two of the House of Black, or bring in two new people to join House of Blood, and then you've got Blood versus Black. And, you've got this dynamic, and you could just really, Black Taurus, or what's the bull-faced guy that luchador. I mean, put him with House of Black. There's so many possibilities. I mean, I would love to see a House of Blood versus House of Black. Like a Blood and Guts, something like that. That would be insane. That would be insane. See, again, overbooking with Mind Runner. That's what you got. That's what you get sometimes. Over
a House of Black Horror, okay?
House of Horrors. Oh. House of Horrors. Woo. Oh, there's so much you can do with this. Oh, it's sitting right there, AEW. Come on. We want it. Let's do it. All right. Speaking of total WTF, what is going to happen? Wow. All right. I'm just going to put my chip in first.
Okay.
I think Elite's going to ultimately win. I don't see, I think it's going to be insane. I just hope nobody gets burnt by Darby's flamethrower. I don't know what's going to happen here. I think this will also have some surprises. I think we're going to see we might even see Hanger show up. I think there's definitely going to be some surprises in this match. But I think ultimately somehow the Elite is going to pull off the win. And I think it's going to, and I actually will say, I think it's going to be Jack Perry that gets the pin over somebody. Let's go to Brent. Brent, your thoughts?
I feel the same way. I think the Elite are so strong, and this has to keep going on. So they got to win. And that sounds like Jack Perry. I mean, he just came back. He has to look strong. I think that's a great. I think I'm going to go exactly what you just said.
All right, Courtney.
All right, here goes nothing, y'all. Welcome to the Isle of Misfits over here on the right side.
Yes.
Yes, I just feel like Darby's thrown in there for what reason, I don't know. It's scratching my head.
Well, because Kingston got hurt. He was supposed to be Kingston.
Yeah.
Because he tore his fibula or something. Broke his fibula. Something.
But so did Darby. Darby got hit by a bus.
Yeah. Well wishes to Eddie Kingston. Although, if Darby can have a flamethrower, why can't Nala have a flamethrower?
Anybody could have a flamethrower. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That's Snake Man, though. That's Snake Man being sneaky with that. Serpentico.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, I just love Nala and Serpentico, and they're funny. But I'm sorry, Darby, as much as I love you, you're nothing without him. And him is I, and him is Sting. And I'm going with the Elite. You got Okada. You got Jack Perry. Welcome back. It's just going to be a fire match. Might be some shenanigans. Maybe some more New Japan people show up.
Interesting, yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, we might even see Evil show up. You never know who's going to show up.
Yes.
I don't know if but I have a couple things. One, I think this is to perpetuate the Young Bucks FTR storyline. Who knows what's gonna happen with him? A lot of this is setting up. Remember Jack Perry showed up at New Japan before he came back to AEW.
Yes.
So there's a lot of setup here. It's gonna be chaos. There's gonna be so much craziness. It's gonna be hard to top Eddie Kingston coming down with a can of gasoline. But it's gonna be pretty. It'd be funny is if they play Tarzan Boy for Jack Perry and they keep it playing like they did Moxley's theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something like that. But it looks like we're all kind of unanimous on this one. But can we all agree that this one's going to be just insane?
It's going to be insanity on chaos on a slobber knocker.
And just for the record, Matt Jackson was quoted as saying he's working on something special for his shoe for this match tomorrow night.
Oh, that man.
So everyone, he's been doing something special. So is he going to set it on fire? Is he going to do something like that? I mean, it's going to be hard to top the firecracker shoe that he did.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be pretty cool. All right, we got our last two. Which is interesting that the TBS championship is getting a higher placement than the women's championship. But I mean, obviously Mercedes Moné, they're counting on Mercedes Moné to be a higher draw here. All right, let's start with Courtney. Willow versus Mercedes Moné.
Sorry, Monet, you ain't money. I'm going with my girl Willow.
No money there, huh? That's where you're putting your money, huh?
Yes, I'm putting my money on my girl Willow.
Why Willow over Mercedes? Other than you like her, but why do you think that Willow's going to be? You think that Mercedes is going to lose her debut match?
Because Willow is constantly in the ring, working on things, and well, we hadn't seen money in the ring in over 2 years, so ring rust. I don't know. That's what I'm going with for right now. So, who knows? Hopefully, it's a good match. I hope it is.
I hope it is. And I hope nobody gets hurt.
Yeah,
breaks their leg. Brent.
I picked up Monet for a reason. She's got to win.
That's right. She's got to give you at least 1 point.
Well, yeah, and like you don't give her all that money in the world, and like it's crazy that they're like giving her debut match with a title match. It's you wonder if that was the initial plan or not. I don't know, but It seems a little wild.
I have questions. Was she really cleared, or what? You know what I mean?
I think you would have wanted to pump her up and show what she has. That's why I picked her up, because I was like, she's gonna wrestle every week.
Yeah, and
it's shocking.
She didn't. I love Willow. How can there's 3 truths right now in AEW in the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to turn somebody heel, have them beat up Rio, have them go up against Tony Storm, or have them wrestle Willow, or have them feud with Willow, because you can't. Her perpetual, not even Malachi Black's spit, or I guess Julia Hart's venom, whatever. that couldn't even turn Willow to the dark side. I don't think there's going to be any way to extinguish her cheer. However, I suspect a Statlander heel turn is going to cost Willow, is going to factor in to this match. And I do think Mercedes is going to have some backup of her own. Will it be the Renegade Twins? Will it be Megan Bain? Will it be Camille Brickhouse? Will it be some other wrestler we don't know about yet? Is there going to be some? I don't see Mercedes Moné continuing on her own. I think we're going to see somebody else join her, but I do think she's walking away as TBS champion. I don't see it any other way. But Courtney, you could be right. Again, these are just predictions.
Yep.
Now, the main event.
It's time for the main
event. All right, Brent, Swerve versus Christian Cage.
Yeah, it's got to be Swerve. There's no way Christian's winning.
Courtney?
I don't drive, but I do swerve.
I swerve even when I don't drive. There you go. And all right. I'm going to try to be devil's advocate just to make this interesting.
Okay.
How could a Christian Cage victory work and still keep Swerve in the number 1 spot? Yeah, shenanigans would be too cheap. But imagine a Christian Cage win over Swerve, where Swerve gets his title back, like he spends the summer trying to get his title back from Christian. And again, to me, I think that all Swerve this is, to me, and this is my dream booking, is we just got to keep Swerve with distracted with a feud between now and All In, so that when we approach All In, we pull the trigger on Swerve versus Ospreay. That's what I'm hoping. But you could temporarily have Christian win, only to then lose it very soon after. I think it's going to surprise people, but I'm not stupid. I'm going with Swerve. There's no way. I mean, what am I stupid? No, come on. It's Swerve, right? I mean, come on. This is give them all the titles. We swerve when we drive. We swerve when we drive. So I tried to do a case for Christian, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll just run through here real quick. Look at our predictions. There we go. I think these look pretty legit.
Yeah.
There were some unanimous ones, and then there were some controversial ones. I think we're pretty good. But all in all, let me go back to it. How pumped up are you for this? Has your how pumped up are you for this this pay-per-view going in after our review? Brent, let me ask you. Are you more pumped up now after going about it?
I think I am. I think it took me up. What did I think? Did I say it was about a 6 or 7? I think I'm up to an 8, a solid 8. I think some surprises are going to happen that I'm going to get excited about. the actual wrestling is always so good. And so like I think you were right. My expectations, were a little low at first, but now that we were talking about it and some of the possibilities that could happen and what we might not even know, I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm excited.
Very good. Courtney?
I'm really pumped about it. Thing of it is, the left column's looking mighty nice for me.
Let's
Brent, do you want to make a side bet?
Oh, interesting.
What's the side bet?
Who comes out of this ahead? Is Courtney gonna retain the collision column, or is Brent gonna upset?
Yeah, I like that idea.
I don't. So the whole thing is, for me anyway, how many points can I get from the predictions?
Well, you get 3 if your prediction is the winning card.
Yeah.
Out of everybody. Out of everybody in the draft, like out of the 8 of us that are going to submit our cards, then you get an extra 3 points.
So, like, yeah, for me to actually surpass Courtney, I have to win that. Christian has to win the belt. Of course, I'm getting a point with Thunder or Deanna and Jack Perry. I think that's my only chances there. So that's 3 there. So well, I have
Mercedes is going to win, right?
So if Mercedes wins too, so that's 4. So like, I have to like kind of almost win out and win this for unless all my people win. If I got Mercedes, Thunder, Christian, and Jack, if they all win, then I'd be so without her winning any. That's just her staying at 17. Which is going to be
Courtney's got the Acclaimed,
which and
Shibata. I mean, I don't know if Shibata going to win. Don't know.
Yeah, so she has to pretty much lose out, and I have to totally win. It's going to be rough.
All right, how about this? If Bobby beats Courtney has to get Bobby a cameo from a wrestler to congratulate him. It could be any wrestler. It could be, you could do a $15 one or something. Or if Bobby doesn't beat Courtney, I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with some. Maybe we'll come up with something for next time. But
what's Bobby's chances? How many points?
Well, see, that's the thing. He's at 14. She's at 17. Now again,
who does he have?
See, he doesn't have anybody.
There's nobody.
There's no
he
way
can't get any points. No, so it's got to be me or Courtney then.
Yep.
Right.
And what about the leftover taker? No. Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, leftover taker. We love you.
We love you, buddy. But yeah.
So it could be tight between me and Courtney there.
Yeah.
It could be. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll do something simple. We'll do some kind of like Brent has to just verbally congratulate her, or Courtney has to verbally congratulate. You have to make a cameo. You have to do a cameo for the other person. Whoever loses, has to make a cameo for the person that wins the collision.
It's got to be a sweet promo.
Yeah, cut a sweet promo. There you go.
On losing.
All right, we good? Is that the deal right there?
I love it. I love it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Heck, and I'll do a promo for whoever wins. So I'll cut there. I'll come up with something. So
cool.
Awesome stuff. Well, hey, I'm excited. It's almost midnight where I'm at, so let's get to bed so we can have a nice, awesome pay-per-view Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much, Bullet Club. I almost called it Bullet Club Gold. Dynamite Club Gold. And, of course, we swerve when we drive and we drink our coffee and keep Christian from getting away. We swerve when we drive. All right. For Courtney and Brent, I am Mind Runner, a.k.a. Mid Runner or Mud Runner. And we'll see you. enjoy the pay-per-view, and we will see you on Thursday for the next episode of Dynamite Download. Good night, everybody. Good night, Raz.
Good night, Raz.
We'll see you next time.